stopping me the least. Long as it ain't stopping me from eating. I've been chasing bread since a fetus. I was taught my Miranda rights before I learned the Pledge of Allegiance. Never flying Spirit or Allegiance unless I got my parachute pack. Fortunate I made it out the gutter. I promise I ain't never going back. All these bitches, I might need a nap. All these bitches, I might lose track. Ladies love me, I'm a cool cat. We just kick it on a shoe rack. I'm scripting all these blue bags, but metaphorically I'm seeing green. Clientele tapping on the window and me and Pimp are serving through the screen. Missing Pimp, I hoped it was a dream. I woke up and still gone. They say time heals all. They never told me how long. Papa never popped up, mama had to raise me all on her own. Papa nothing but a coward, mama ain't made me all on her own. All ever made me was more strong, but maybe just a little bitter. I done grown up to it, no feelings, guess we grow from it if it don't kill us. Raised by pimps, prostitutes, and killers, what can I say? I think drug dealing might as well be my family trade. I ain't have no maid when it got paid, now I got it made. I still not promise, all the nigga can do is pray. They God's not watching you. If you was, he be the shade. You nothing but a disappointment, damn homie. You ain't nothing like you claim. You ain't no big homie. You ain't getting niggas started paying niggas off so they don't pick on you. You ain't causing heavy, you ain't about the action, you ain't got a stick on you. You and I are not the same. I take some pocket change out and put a hit on you. Say this way with a switch, fat ass shells looking like Tony. Nice a bitch and she sucks. Tony. How it is, call it real spill, maybe I'm a klutz. I got all these baby shit, I ain't never gave 2 fucks. Call it hard work, call it dedication, never call it luck. I grew up without made when it got paid, now I got it made. Nigga once promised, all a nigga can do, just pray. The God's not watching us. Nuns keep the dough, you know how it go. Now y'all fucked. Niggas stop the toilet up with the pounds, now it won't flush. We gon' all get taxed, cause you know scared niggas don't hush. Oh, what a nightmare, thank God I finally woke up. With somebody lady, now she talking crazy, told me keep in touch. With somebody lady, and I thought I loved her till I bust a nut. Then I snap back 59-50, back to my senses, back to my mission, back to my business. She can't be my missus, I'ma kill it. Pussy, she a living witness, she gon' swear she miss me, but I know she can't. Hold my heart frozen, I can't even feel it. It's a cold shoulder, bitches getting chilly. Stacking my pennies, trying not to spend it. Just to put swimming snacks to my kids. All my people eat, only way we living. We ain't got to worry, I know how they get it. Call me Chef Perry, I'ma keep the trays coming in my kitchen. Like the chef in the kitchen, put up double digits. You just bust the dishes.
This the shit right here.
We don't wait to Smith. Sipping on success, man for my kids, so I gotta pass it like on my Billy. On to my brother, then to my brother, then to my sister. Hope you get the picture.
Hope you get the picture. Oh wait, I forgot. DT the Kid. Say, you want to hear something really fucked up? Watch. Check this out. Let me put a little music on real quick.
It's your journey.
This shit right here. Now look. Before I get going,
Santa Fe comes standard with the.
I gotta go. We go stay the night at the studio. So yesterday, Traders Amongst. Now, I won't sit here and lie to you and say that I've always been best friends with her, because I have not. Although I do respect what the woman does and why she does it. I did not know until yesterday that she had a brother who had reached an untimely demise. And it's work time. That's right, Lil G. Yeah, Pinky's forcing me to do shit now. Again. So we're going to let big homie, control the vessel. You're welcome, Anissa. Now, her brother, he faced an untimely demise and was found in a way that Traders has had, they've had a lot of questions, if you will. You're welcome. About this scenario. And that they're still trying to meet a burden of proof so as it could be investigated in a different light, so on and so forth, right? So when I looked at Miss Trader's face yesterday, I could tell that it had sort of pulled the rug out from underneath of her. I could see it. I could actually see it. Her face looked deflated and Lisa, and it looked like somebody took the wind out of her sail. And there is no trolling the way her face looked yesterday. And I knew that it was going to be a sort of a source of a lot of grief for her. I could tell, like, here it comes. I don't know about Miss Trader's grieving process. I don't know if she's completed. I don't know where she's at. Yeah, absolutely, Lil G. Her brother's story is heartbreaking. And what's even more heartbreaking is that a child rapist may find it as viable ammunition to try to hurt someone with. When there's a complete polarity in what it is that Traders has done in terms of her her YouTubing, right? She uses Jimbo's own decisions against him. But this lowlife uses things that's happened to other people. Like, essentially, he uses Pauletta's story against people, for instance, right? That sort of leverage. It's like, you're not even playing the same sport, asshole. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you, bro? Like, you are exactly a rapist, and you knew back then when I was like, why don't you start a YouTube channel? You're like, oh, no, that's not for me. That ain't for me. Yeah, because you knew everyone would find out you married a fucking child. Now, I don't think I want Southern Girl's brand of bullshit over here. I apologize. She's been involved in a lot of bullshit. She's probably just fine. I'm not interested in having her bullshit around me. I'm not interested in waking up one day and finding out Southern Girl didn't like the way I said orangutan. I don't know. But you know what I'm saying? I'm cool. Like, my software is all the way updated. And this is about as deep as we're going to go with it, right? So when I realized that Jimbo had sunk into this new low, because let me tell you what, I'm going to kick it all the way real on the field for you. Check it out. We've grown accustomed to seeing baby rapers all over the media, all over the Facebook, all over the YouTube. We've gotten used to that. What we haven't gotten used to is the look on Trader's face yesterday. And I'll tell you exactly what it looked like to me. It looked exactly like yesterday was the first day she found out her brother had met an untimely demise. That's exactly what it looked like to me. And I thought to myself, can you imagine the women that he has victimized throughout the course of his adulthood? And it is stark. It is uncanny. Some of it's illegal. I just do not know what gases Mr. Collins' booster. 1 second. Sorry, I forgot to get the rag to clean my shoes. So I'm multitasking because, yeah, I was supposed to have went to the studio last night. And like Jimbo's first marriage, it just didn't work out. So kind of like Rap's life, it just doesn't work out. You'll say, oh, what about you, Benny? What the fuck about me? I'm arguing with a bitch I've been arguing with for 10, 12 fucking years. This ain't nothing new. And you don't see my life twirling in a downward spiral. Sure, I have issues and depression, and I have a gamut of things like everyone else, right? I do. I am not an individual in my grief, right? None of us are. It is individual to us. But what is the difference is compassion. Right? That's the thing that separates us, well, not even from the apes. You ever seen an ape do something very human-like with emotion? You're like, wow, it's almost like a human. It's almost like us. No, they were here first. You see all the cute little evolution diagrams, right? They were here far before us. So, with that being said, what I wouldn't do for a break. We are human. That's right. We're human. We're all human. And except for Jimbo, that's like part of the animal world where you like burst into a village and you grab up one of the young under childbearing age ladies, girls, fucking call them babies, shit. Just bring them down to where they are. And you, in about 30 days, 30 days is all it takes to groom one, propose to one, marry one, and then get the green light from mama. Boy, you are a gross son of a bitch. Now, what I want to do here, before I do this, let me pull it up. I want you to see traders amongst. If you would, please keep Miss Traders in your prayers, because it's a deep issue. If there's no, we don't go back. Hell no, we don't go. We ain't no going back. You understand me? You dig? There ain't no going back. But this Miss Traders. I think really what the issue is that her biceps are like twice as big as Jimbo's. And that really frightens White Boy Lockdown Radio, that there could be such a strong woman out here that he can't have. So last night at some point, there's a new guy, not even going to say his name because he's a douchebag, rapist, supporter if he hangs out with Jimbo. But his last name is the same as a beer. Call it that. Comes here like he's some MMA reject, and nobody gives a shit, especially of all Jimbo. I probably give more shits about Jimbo's subs than Jimbo does. And I don't really care about them. If I don't know them, then I don't miss what I don't know. Now, if you see here, all of these people, Constance with her ugly ass. Whoa, was she, girl? What do they call that? You femmed up, girl. Say, girl, you fine, shit. Now, of course, Constance Sue, like she did with my son, who's gonna be your baby's daddy now? Constance, because she can't get out of the front door of her house because she's got all that fucking bullshit on the porch. She always has to stoop to a level that somebody that is a shut-in and morbidly obese might actually encounter. Right? Where's my weed at? There So again, what I would ask for all of you to do is to keep traders in your prayers. I cannot emphasize. I don't think it even takes someone who is clairvoyant or, any of those good shits, any of those special powers that people have on YouTube that they make money with, right? They can see the future, but can't tell me what my birthday is. Looking ass. No, I'm just playing. No, but kind of for real. So, damn. I saw a video that traders put up. This video was on Jimbo's channel last night. And one of the guests, whoever the guest was, I didn't, I watched it a couple of times and then I went, to get ready for my day. And now I'm looking for it. And it seems either that or it's a short. Nope. It does seem that the video has been taken down for some reason. Now, it was of Jimbo's guest saying that he would go down in our word, traders. Absolutely. And I had to ask myself, was that said, because there's just no comedic way to say that. Was that said to threaten? Was that said to scare? Was that said to, I don't know, to look cool to Jimbo, your leader? Is that what it's about? Because let me tell you what, anybody talk about using something God gave them to harm somebody in my family with, boy, I would go straight past you and right to your mama's house is what I would do on everything I love. I wouldn't even worry about you. I flipped the script and I would be ready so I didn't have to get ready, right? So I would go right to your mama's house and I would knock on the door. I might even have some roses or something, something to really signify the fact that I'm here for a different reason. And then as soon as she opened the door, well, that's the old me. Maybe it might make for a long weekend, right? Or long weekends, because I tell you what, those weekends in jail are the worst. They just drag. So I had to really ask myself, who are we dealing with here? We are dealing with people that are so maniacal and venomous that they scour the earth and social media platforms alike, looking for people who are like-minded and spiritually yoked to them. Hoo-ah. So what does that mean in layman's, Benny? That means that other perverts look for other perverts that they can confirmation nod with. Because, when you go to the movie to look at something funny, you're always looking at the people that you came with, right? Right? For those confirmation nods. Like you want, and you don't even realize you're doing it, but you want to feel like you're a part of something with them. You want to, it's multifaceted. You want to feel like you're laughing at the right stuff. It's and so many, very deep personality things go on that we don't even know that we do. Some of us may be self-aware enough to actually conceptualize that, Okay, I just did a nod of confirmation, or I just did a laugh and a glance of confirmation. Some people may, right? They may be bright enough, or I don't even think you have to be bright. It's not too much different than farting in a room by yourself and realizing that something stinks. It has to be you. Ain't nobody else in there with you. Fuck you mean. So I felt an immediate kinship to traders when I heard about her brother and then heard about what was going on, because many people know I had an aunt that went missing in the late 90s. I believe it was 96 or 95. She went missing. She was missing for a little over a year. And then some pig farmers found her down in the Florida Everglades. She had been shot. She had been dismembered. Her head had been put in a beer cooler and then buried in the ground. At which time the man, I don't know, it's probably good I don't know, he went back after writing a letter to his son and his wife. He went back, dug up the cooler, got her head skull out of it, and then unalived himself holding it. And that's how they found him, bloated. Probably somebody had to poke him with a stick. He's blown up like a hot air balloon. But when I saw her face, I didn't get to be with my grandma when I wasn't with my grandma when all this happened. She found out while she was here in Dallas. I was let's say incapacitated. I wasn't able to just walk around public freely, right? I was incapacitated. And when I saw her face, wow, it so closely resembled what I thought my grandma's face looked like when she got the news. And subsequent to that, over the years, people have either prank called or they have dialed the wrong number and left messages on her machine that my grandma swears is Shelly. It's Michelle. It's Michelle. And I said, no, Grandma, I don't think it is Michelle, Grandma. There's just that hope. Like, some people have no hope. Like, I think that my grandpa was probably that, because he went to Florida State University and picked up what was left of my aunt in like a fucking Macy's shirt box for the holidays. It wasn't a whole lot. And you start to think about and try to conceptualize. Thank you, Christy Blue. You try to conceptualize that evil, right? That brand of evil is like it's like the eighth wonder of the world, right? It's macabre, right? That's what they call it. Macabre is taboo. People gravitate towards it for entertainment. Some people gravitate towards it in terms of spiritual beliefs. There's really a number of reasons why people gravitate towards evil. And it's not just violence, right? People gravitate towards violence organically. That's what we do. We're human beings, right? If somebody sticks in your craw deep enough, well, shit, you want retribution. It is within the human design to feel the need for vengeance, for retribution. all of the above, right? So yesterday was really sort of it was eye-opening for me because of the dynamic that I just explained to you, that I felt like I was seeing my grandma. Now, my grandma's a beautiful lady, and it was almost as if traders looked like my grandma, right? It's kind of as that's how deep it went. It was like, whoa, she looks like grandma, or they look like they favor each other anyways, which is kind of the crazy part. I should show traders one day and just say, oh my goodness, I see it. It's not hard to see. There's just something about the two of them that is they favor each other. And what did Luigi say? He was 3. Oof. Where was I? So that being said, I kind of flipped back through my Rolodex of Aunt Shelley stories, and I don't have a lot of Aunt Shelley stories because I was very young when she passed. So I was 16. I was just 16. I was in a mental hospital for the early onset of one of my setbacks, and which probably was just an ill-found symptom of Arnold Chiari. Thank you, Luigi. And it wasn't until I saw Jimbo's enjoyment in this situation. Jimbo enjoys. See, he'd be one of those plumbers that would go head first into your toilet because he enjoys the dirty side of what he does. He enjoys the filth. He enjoys the underage sex. He enjoys the taste of it, the smell of it, all of it. And I thought to myself, Benny, now's your chance, bro. Go fucking evil. Go evil. And I thought to myself, no, that's actually not what I'm going to do, because in order to defeat that sort of evil, I would have to become the devil himself. Thank you, Sapphire. Thank you, Lovely. And I'm just not prepared to do that. I'm not prepared to show myself the other version of me again. And especially not for somebody like Jimbo. Now, if I had to become the devil in order to save my son from international kidnappers, no, I had no problem. Jimbo, you're just not worth it, bro. See, the issue is that I can turn you off. Oh, yeah. I can turn you off. I have no problem turning you off. I only stayed engaged with you as long as and I don't mean the kind of engagement you had like with Pauletta. Engaged in warfare with you online. All right? Hooah? It's because I wanted to. Now I would rather be a part of the team that consoles her. That's what I'd rather do. It's people standing in line for the opportunity to be that guy, that gal. Hey, Ricky, good to see you, buddy. Standing in line. The whole fucking chat room full of people just tell me what to do. Tell me what to do. I'm here on the case. Like, they need direction in what degree of nasty they'll be. That's what you mean to tell me? So you too also aren't ready for all that. I'm going to tell you what, Jimbo is a person that sits by and with those people, you know, those people that are cool with child molestation and whatnot, those people, he can revel, right? He can revel in that, and he can feel substantiated by the fact. I mean, Jimbo's life has just been one oh shit after another. And he's sitting there blind, PP doesn't work, right? Gonna die before the American average. And he's wondering how he didn't go to prison, right? He's wondering how he didn't end up in prison for any number of these debacles that his best thinking could get him into. Can you imagine Jimbo's best thinking? Wow. It's sort of like tragedy pimps thinking that what she does isn't also some sort of tragedy pimping. And I love you, but it's that self-awareness that we have to be aware of. Okay? You can't sit here and say, oh, I hate the smell of shit. What are you talking about? You shit too. Hell you mean looking ass. Like some of these people on the net, you wished you didn't hear some of the things you've heard because of how fucking stupid they sound. Okay, Miss Fletcher, I'll take a look at it. And that's the real. Jimbo, although in my opinion, in my worldly opinion, you are not worthy of my prayer. But Jesus said, oh, son, let me tell you something. He is, though. He is, because on earth, we give up on people while they're on earth still. Jesus never gives up on them, does he? Takes them all the way. I think that probably even to a degree, hell is some sort of training wheel for maybe something even after heaven. It's RSO. That shit is a bitch to fuck with. So, prayer is the order of the day for people like Jimbo. You know what you come to find out is that, I mean, look at Jimbo. He went from being this guy that would say, shoot. Now he says motherfucker like he breathes air. It's almost like he'd been trapped. And it feels so good to be out from underneath of Jesus's gown, his garments, right? Feels so good to be out from Jesus' garments. I tell you what, he had to wait 52 years to come out from underneath Jesus' garments to be able to talk like this. I mean, he had to meet friends on the internet like Kemper that could help him come out of the shell he had built around himself after he didn't go to prison for marrying a 12-year-old. He's like, God, if you get me through this, I'll never fuck a child again. Yeah. That's what he did. Jim Tor's Discord screenshots. Sounds like a good job for you. Why don't you take them? Because I don't give a shit about Jimbo or his Discord. Now, Jesus tells me I have to give a shit about Jimbo, right? Right? I have a choice on what interest I take in Jimbo. And it won't be CPS or any of those worldly things. I'm going to ask Jesus. I have asked Jesus. Take a look at this situation for us. It seems to be more than I can handle, Lord. It seems more than most generally any skin-walking human that you've created can handle. You know, Jimbo's all about comparisons, right? Oh, mine's this and my. Guess what? My eyes work fine and my wood has lead in it. Every fucking morning still. For probably 40 years now. You're going to get out of your life what you put into it. Right? What have you put into your life that you're proud of, James? Because I'm guessing somewhere you have you have a belt. You have probably several belts. None of them fit anymore because you're dropping weight like you're sick, homie. But you've got one belt for the number of youngins you've corralled. And then you probably have a belt most certainly for the number of women whose souls you've tried to crush. Now, I don't know any souls you've crushed other than Pauletta and Thelma's. I mean, let me tell you what, in Thelma, you got a ride or die bitch. Or either that, you did something to her with the Josh Shanks debacle that she'll never speak out of the side of her fucking neck again, will she? Hell no. She'll even walk into the car dealership with a check she knows ain't no good. Well, now she probably didn't know it wasn't no good, did she? I mean, she can't even fucking count. So what's the use in getting her in on the family finances? All she knows about the family finances is they've been fucked ever since she met Jimbo. Yep, they've been fucked. All the way fucked. Poor rascal. Never even had a shot. Fucking limit yourself by marrying women that are limited. Hey, but the heart wants what the heart wants, right? She doesn't know any better. I do feel bad for her too. But then you know what? Then she opens her mouth and her vengeance comes out. And you're like, oh, God. Jesus. So what I'm here to say, if you haven't gathered it already, I'm with traitors. I'm with traitors. And traitors don't worry. It doesn't matter what the police have seen and haven't seen. Jesus sees it all. Right? You haven't lost your faith, have you? I sure hope not. Two things you got to keep is your motherfucking sense of humor and your faith. Your faith. As soon as you lose either one of them, you're on your own and shit ain't funny. All right? And I think that's probably why you have to keep both of those things, because throughout life is going to test you. And it's going to test you with things that's going to support the idea that faith is a fallacy. But I'm here to tell you right now, Jesus is real. Jesus is real. I've had the burning bush variety of spiritual experience. That's what they call it in AA, the burning bush variety. I've seen situations. Damn, I just burned a hole in it. I've seen situations and felt the presence of God, and that you knew that God was just here. Not one of my family members, friends, or anyone I associate with would threaten rape on a person. You know what's so dynamic about that is that all my trips to institutions, jails, and the like, I never, you will not, you cannot, when you're in some of these places, even have a conversation with a pedophile. I had to come to YouTube to meet two men that I've talked with privately many times that are rapists. That's how you know this YouTube is no good. That's how you know. I don't know no motherfucking rapists in real life. I do now. Swear jars in here. Nice. I think you may have found a loophole there. I don't think anywhere in the Bible it says thou shalt not troll. That's right. Can you see how beautiful she looks? Ooh. So, we're going to pray. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pray for him, man. That's all I can do. Because you have to pray for your enemy the same thing you want for yourself. You hear me say it all the time, right? You cannot want something you don't want for someone else in the kingdom of heaven. It doesn't work that way. You want peace and contentness for the rest of eternity. You gotta want that for everybody, right? Ooh, wow. And I don't just mean when it suits you, but all the time. How you doing, Lila? All the time. You want a brand new fucking Bentley coupe? Well, you got to want that for your enemy too. Or else you're not in that headspace to be able to accept that gift with anything more than greed. It won't be a gift. You'll feel it's a right, right? That's what these fucking YouTubers act like. They act like what they're doing here is their right. No, it is not your right. Now, some people, they never have found that level of importance that they can find here, right? I'm here to tell you, I've been that guy in anything I've tried to do. I'm finna be him. Oh, you don't see me? You're about to see me here in a minute. I'm about to make sure you all see me. Some people still have the fortitude and they say that, but then no one sees them still. So then the next time they that audience, they got to act more outlandish than the last time they didn't get it. Yeah, than the last time. And see, that's where the division is. That's where the divide is, the gap, the Bering Strait, if you will, is it's located right there. Because when you get involved in tit for tats online, when you get involved in tit for tats, guess what? There's an ethics to it, right? It's like even in MMA, right? Foster, you douchebag, you fucking wannabe rapist. No scissor kicks, right? Right? There's even ethics in combat. Geneva Convention. Ooh-ah. It's only worldly weak men that feel like there's no art of war. There is not an art of war. Jimbo, you're so easy to control, dude. I don't even have to put the shot collar on you, bro. They got two fucking old ass dogs in here. Never been shocked in their life. But when they won't come back when you tell them, you put it on them. We haven't even had to use it. They just know them motherfuckers are on there every time they go outside. They're like, oh, yeah, they put them things on us. They say, come back. Bitch, we better run back. Yeah. Hey, Sugar Moon Garden. I don't know, man. Weak worldly men. The internet evidently is full of them too. What that place looks like over there is a breeding ground for public shooters. School shooters, probably. Now, I'm not saying Jimbo is a school shooter. Hell no. Jimbo would never hurt a child unless it was with his penis. Otherwise, he's trying to protect children from being killed so they can be sexed another day. Right? Roger Brown, who? Yeah. Is he like not with us anymore? Funny how no one knew who he was before Nicolina, and no one can find him now after Nicolina. The internet is getting filled with strong women and weak men. Hey, Verbal. Because he's a piece of shit, Zepparella. Jimbo knows when a tree falls in the forest and no one's there, it still makes a sound. How do you know? Well, when you're all alone and you fart, can't you still hear it? It doesn't mean it didn't happen. If you can clearly see evidence the tree fell, it made a sound. Jimbo only hopes that when that tree falls, it sounds like a 12-year-old girl having sex with a grown man. I'm guessing. That's sort of like a duck call, right? It's supposed to bring other ones in. Is that what it is? Yes, decency is being sold on the altar of cash apps and subs. You're absolutely right. Longer is the most powerful person, the one that's the most in tune with God. It's the one that has the most pop in social media. And it doesn't matter what it takes to get there either, does it? No. You're a dude that hid from the fact that you married a child. Now you use it as gas for your booster. Yeah. You're not even known anymore as the guy that used to be Ernie's best friend. You're known as the guy that married a 12-year-old 1 month after she turned 12. Her fucking heels weren't even cool yet. Hey, not so dumb. Her 12-year-old heels weren't even cool. You was already up on that. You have no credibility. Even if we had never caught you in lies, Jimbo. The fact that you married a 12-year-old and then lied about it all those times. Come on, bro. You know, I believe that it's only through the power of God, Jesus Christ, the Trinity, that such a place like hell could even exist. So, you know, God probably has a hand in that some way. But the devil can only bring you to hell. That's it. God could put you in real misery. God could have you 52 and your pee-pee don't work no more. You've surrounded yourself with cucks. If you're not sure what a cuck is a man who likes to watch other men have sex with his woman. Wow. It's like they get turned on by being demoralized. The fact that someone's sexual culturing could have that much to do with their life is fucking astounding to me. Right? I'll tell you what I'm going to do, Jimbo. I'll tell you what I'm going to do to you. I'm going to prey on you, bro. I shouldn't say bro. Because I got a whole fucking ass load of brothers. And I'm the black sheep. I don't even have a brother that's a rapist. Although it seems like child molester is like herpes these days. It's like 1 in 3. And don't try to exempt yourself, ladies. You're not. Women do it too. They do it on their own accord, and they do it on the accord of other men. Oh, it smells delicious in here. So, with that being said, traders, Jimbo's Discord, what? Oh my God, that's sick, but people in his chat are just as sick going along with him. I hope SG sees through with what she said. You know, maybe she will. But then again, maybe she won't. Either way, it doesn't matter, does it? It doesn't matter. You know, I've seen there's been a couple of people ask about Southern Girl. And I think just the fact that she has people trying to interrupt so that she could be unblocked and all that is like probably even more reason that I shouldn't. And I'm not being mean here. I'm just being like, I've never said anything about that lady. She said quite a lot about me, and now all of a sudden she wants to be back on the team. That's hate bonding 101. Let's just wait a few days, let this blow over, and see what happens, right? Maybe after all of this subsides, we can look more into. I don't have you blocked for no reason, right? So, and I'm not trying to be rude. I'm trying to be real. I come to realize that this internet is a powerful, powerful thing, and that you got to be more careful. We all have to be more careful. At some point in time, none of us could see the signs. None of us could see who he was. None of us could see who he was. And that's not our fault. There's many contributing factors in that. You've got the what I call the prism of the internet. This place is a prism. It takes what God or the belief systems that are pure, or the most pure they could be, and it flips them, right? Now here, if you openly admit to being with a child, you can have a support system here. Do I think there should be a support group for sex offenders? No. I think you should unalive all of them. That's what I think. Anyway, remember, it's always better to be a gardener or a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war. And remember, the absence of evidence is not the evidence of absence. That's really all I have for right now. I'll catch up with you a little bit later on.